heading out to the Walmart so we can pick up some paper for the printer, and also to pick up maybe a couple of things to attach to my desk to make it easier to keep organized. Dairy Queen's brought back my favorite blizzard, the frosted animal cookie blizzard. This one's cute. See the bump? Like, I can't quite get the seatbelt under the bump yet, so it sits kind of like right on the bottom, but that's okay. Okay, so it's a new day, and today what I am doing is, obviously I've had to do homework, and right now I am working on a drawing for. I'm hoping to maybe make a couple prints of it with my new printer. If it prints well, that'd be great. And it's kind of doing like a black and white Cthulhu piece, and then when I print it off, I'm actually going to take an acrylic gold marker and do a thing with it. But right now I am just working on kind of a black and white Cthulhu piece, and I will be kind of screen recording that as well, so that way I can post the time lapse. Because, you know, I'm an artist, which is kind of a wackadoodle thing to talk about. And with my business, I was hoping to also, along with the jewelry I make, do like art prints and maybe some keychains, and fix my nose piercing, and also some, you know, just like general art stuff. I don't know how to describe that. So for a lot of my business, it's been researching vendors and getting, just getting supplies right now and getting stuff put together. And for the jewelry side, it's been me making stuff, because I've been working on a big custom order. Of course, once I finish with that custom order, it's just gonna be me finishing everything I'm gonna need for launching later this month. And then I'm hoping to maybe hit up the con this year, which is why I kind of want to have some prints of my art, just so that way I have some more nerdy related stuff, because I know where I'm going to be is going to be more nerd related rather than probably just strictly jewelry. But I'm also doing like some anime charm bracelets and stuff, so I was just, but yeah, so I will put Cthulhu up somewhere, maybe here if I can figure out to do that when I'm done with him. And that's just what I'm doing right now. So while I draw, I always have like YouTube videos going on in the background, just so that way I could so that way I can have like a little bit of something to listen to that's not just music, because music sometimes will affect my mood and my drawing, but like the videos I can just like passively pay attention to. But yeah, so I ended up pretty much finishing my Cthulhu. I might go through and make sure just everything looks great, and like do a couple of corrections on some spots, but it's looking pretty good, and I'm honestly kind of proud of it. Like, I have been able to, I've gotten so fast at art too. Like, this Cthulhu only ended up taking me like an hour and a half from sketch to finish. And oh, I forgot to color this part in. Oopsies. And for it to be the first like black and white I've done in a while, I think I did pretty good. Granted, the subject matter really lends itself to black and white like style, because, you know, it's kind of horror-esque. So I'm just hoping that you know, this ends up looking good when it's printed, and that it's something that people will like to look at. And but yeah, so I will probably post some sort of speed paint or something on the channel with it. It's because, like, you know, I do art, so I might as well post some speed stuffs while I have them. But like, yeah, I'm really liking the Cthulhu. He looks good. So I just finished editing together a little speed paint. It doesn't take long to do that. It's just adding a little bit of commentary over top, and this one was very short because I was working on a shorter piece, and so look forward to maybe some speed paints and stuff coming to the channel in the future. So the the program I use is actually Clip Studio Paint Pro, and I draw on a Microsoft Surface Pro, which I really like as a tablet to use. I also use it for like my schoolwork and stuff, which is why you know, but like part of the reason I picked it versus like a ThinkPad or whatever was because of the drawing stuff. And I'm just trying to figure out a good way to maybe do some from home prints, and then I know how to do full color stuff from what's it called, a print company or something. But yeah, so that's kind of just like what I used to draw. And I also do traditional stuff with ink and markers and that kind of jazz. So like, hopefully you like some of the art. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a little bit of like what settings I use when I do my drawings, especially since I know I want to print them. So for this is actually the size of like a standard like 8 by 11 piece of paper. Because I know I kind of want to do like regular printer size cardstock prints, because like I like having those prints about that size. I also want to do some like little 3.5 smaller print postcard styles. But for now, this is what I'm working on. I use a 600 DPI because when you print, you want at least a 300. I figured it couldn't hurt me to have a 600 to work for. And then, so the width is 2,550 pixels and the height is 3,300 pixels. I work in full color even when I'm doing black and white. And then, of course, I always take the time to name a piece. So, like, the next one I'm going to be working on is a Stardew Valley piece. I'm probably going to do... Honestly, I really like Haley, weirdly enough. I know. It's honestly because she shares the name with my best friend, but I am going to try to work on all of, I think it's 12 of the bachelors and bachelorettes to make little prints of them. So hopefully that turns out well. So I would do this, and then and then the tools I use, I always start in pencil, just like this mechanical pencil I picked up, and I'll just sketch over it. And then when I ink I'll use like the G pen, or I'll actually go over to the marker and I will pick, if I can find it, the brush pen. I really like using the brush pen as well for inking. And because I prefer traditional coloring methods, I actually will probably print off the piece, color it, then rescan it back into the computer and do any corrections I need to before making it into a full color print. So speaking of prints, I was actually able to test out some paper from my printer at home, and I like the Cthulhu as printed out here. I have two different sizes, a little 4x6 and then the 8.5 by 11. I printed them pretty intentionally with a little bit of a border, so that way you could put pins in them when you want to hang them up, and I think they ended up turning out pretty good.